want you to just picture a scenario for a second. You're trying to court someone. You're really, really into them. You want to impress them, right, with your intellect, your passion, the depth of your soul.
The usual stuff.
The usual stuff.
Yeah.
So you sit down to write them a message, and you decide, logically, that the absolute best opening move is to discuss the logistical problems of mailing them your detached thumbs, followed immediately by a story about washing your hands with gasoline at a Walmart.
It's a bold strategy. I'm not sure I'd recommend it for, a first date. Or a second.
Or any date.
Or really any date in a standard social setting. But it definitely filters out the faint of heart.
Filters out the fate of heart is.
Yeah.
Putting it mildly. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something different. We have this stack of digital correspondence here.
Yeah.
Messages, notes, links. It's titled The Infinite Counter and the Paradox of Beauty and the Mercurial Rhythms of Paul Valadez.
And mercurial really is the key word for this entire thing.
Absolutely. We're tracking the dynamic between two very specific, very unique people. Paul Valadez, who sometimes calls himself Erokhane, and a woman named Sui Shawe.
Right.
Now, usually when we dive into relationship dynamics, we're looking for, best practices. We talk about clarity, empathy, active listening.
Stability. We usually look for stability. Today, we're looking at the exact opposite. We're exploring a relationship built on chaos, on surrealism, and what I can only describe as aggressive absurdity.
It's a total fever dream.
Yeah.
We've got chickens, we've got Prince references, ethical dilemmas about peeing on neighbors.
We do.
But before we get lost in the weeds of the chicken coops, what's our actual mission here? Why are we reading this?
The mission, I think, is to understand why this works. Because on the surface, this looks like complete nonsense. But if you look closer, beneath all the talk of stray cats and porta potties, there's a fascinating negotiation of power and intelligence going on. These are two people building a fortress of inside jokes that literally nobody else can get into.
So if you've ever wondered if being completely unhinged is a viable romantic strategy, stick around. Let's dive into the paradox of beauty.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start at the beginning, or at least the beginning of this document. We have Paul. He opens with this very flowery, very intense declaration of gratitude.
Yeah.
He says he wants to count the infinite ways he yearns to please Sui.
Which starts almost deceptively normal. It's classic romantic hyperbole. You expect him to follow up with, I'd climb the highest mountain or something.
Exactly, I'd swim the deepest ocean. But he doesn't climb a mountain. He goes straight to his hands.
His thumbs.
Specifically his thumbs. He wants to give her thumbs up. But then his brain, which we're going to learn, operates on this very literal, very distinct frequency. It glitches.
It does. He realizes he can't actually give her two thumbs up.
Because he needs them attached.
Exactly. He writes, I cannot give you two thumbs because I need them to grasp you. And he actually apologizes for it. He says it would be painful for my thumbs to be detached.
See, that's where I have to pause. Most people just use the emoji, or say two thumbs up, as a figure of speech. Paul seemingly runs a simulation in his head where he physically cuts off his thumbs, realizes it hurts, and then reports back.
It is rigorous realism, and it signals something really important right away. I'm thinking about you, but I'm also thinking about the physics of my own body. It's this strange mix of extreme devotion and extreme self-preservation.
And that self-preservation, it extends to his lunch, doesn't it? Because right after offering his thumbs, or not offering them, he offers his soul.
The classic trade. I give you my mind, my body, my soul, and his favorite stray cat.
We'll get to the cat. But then he draws this really hard line. He says, I will not apologize with all my food.
This is honestly my favorite part of the opening. You can have my soul, you can have my body, but you cannot have my sandwich.
It sounds so selfish at first glance, like, oh, he's just hungry.
But look at the reasoning he gives. He says, food is required for my intelligent body to please you as you wish. He is framing his eating habits as a service to her. He's basically saying, I have to maintain this machine so it can continue to worship you.
So it's utilitarian romance. I can't be a great lover if I'm hangry.
Precisely. Now imagine getting this message. A guy says, sorry about my thumbs, here's a stray cat, but I'm keeping my lunch because I need the calories to please you. Most people block the number.
But Sui doesn't.
No, Sui leans in. And this is where we see that mercurial dynamic start to take shape. She doesn't call him crazy. She calls him her dear, devoted counter of infinity.
She plays along with his logic.
Totally. She declines the thumbs because, logically, they're useless without hands. And she declines the cat because the cat probably prefers its current situation.
She validates his absurdity. She doesn't dismiss it.
She elevates it. She calls him delightfully absurd. And this brings us to the core theme of their early stuff, the paradox.
Right, Paul drops this line that I thought was actually kind of profound in a weird way. He says he's usually overpowered by beauty, but he never thought he'd meet a female smart enough to outsmart her beauty.
It's a heavy concept. He's implying that for most people, beauty is a trap. It's a blinding light that hides a lack of substance. But he sees Sui as someone who has moved past that.
And Sui loves this. She calls it a rare phenomenon, a true paradox.
But notice what she does next. She doesn't just say thank you. She challenges him. She asks, is it the weight of my words that stirs you, or the force of the woman behind them?
She's checking if he can keep up.
Yes. They're establishing that they're both the smartest people in the room. It's a bit of an ego contest, sure, but it sets the stakes. And now that they've found each other, the question is, who is outsmarting whom?
It feels like a chess match. But then, the chessboard gets flipped over, someone sets the pieces on fire, and suddenly we're at a Walmart.
The shift is jarring. We go from high philosophy about beauty to, well, a porta potty.
This is the Walmart saga. Paul describes the scene. He sees a woman, it's implied to be Sui, or a dream version of her walking out of a porta potty at Walmart.
And she's followed by that stray cat we mentioned, the super fat pussy cat.
Right. And Paul, being Paul, doesn't just, say hello. He proposes a deal. And the terms of this deal are incredibly specific.
To hold the cat, she has to meet two conditions. First, she has to wash her hands at the gas station. But not with water.
With gas.
Gasoline.
Why gas? Is there a logic to that, or is he just being, gross?
In Paul's world, there's always a logic. It's visceral. Gasoline cleans, but it burns. It's dangerous. It's the purest fuel, as he calls it. It creates this heightened sense of reality. Don't forget washing your hands with gasoline.
And the second condition?
She has to sing. Specifically, la 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 means I love you.
So you have this image. A beautiful woman smelling like gasoline, singing an old soul ballad at the top of her lungs at a Walmart gas station.
And she doesn't just sing, she performs. Paul types it out in the name of Luffff. Luffff. And she pays for the gas with a $100 bill.
It's an image of total excess. It's glamorous and trashy at the exact same time.
And while this whole operatic moment is happening, what's Paul doing?
He's eating an egg roll.
Egg roll, which he bought from a camouflage-wearing Walmart gift wrapper.
The details are just. Why camouflage? Who are they hiding from in a Walmart?
And Paul admits he only bought it because the seller had a seriously cute ass. But, and this is key, he clarifies that her persuasiveness was not with her words.
He always circles back to that. Even when he's distracted by a camouflage-wearing butt, he's comparing it to Sui's intellect. He's telling her other people might have physical appeal, but they don't have your word.
And how does Sui react to all this? Does she ask why she's washing with gas?
Not at all. She just counters with her own mythology. She claims her music is so powerful it makes grandmas at Walmart dance like Britney Spears.
Sex machines dancing in the aisles, I think was the phrase.
Yes. And this is where the source material links out to a video. It's the Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories sketch about Prince.
Oh, the Chappelle Show sketch. Game blouses.
Exactly.
And think about what that sketch represents. It's Prince, this ethereal, magical being playing basketball in high heels and then serving pancakes. It's completely absurd, but everyone just accepts it because, well, it's Prince.
So by bringing that in, they're casting themselves as these larger-than-life characters.
Exactly. They're not just two people texting. They're characters in their own true Hollywood story. They're acknowledging that their relationship is basically a performance art piece.
So they have the visuals down, they have the set design. The soundtrack is just as chaotic. The document the mercurial rhythms of Paul Valadez is. It's basically a mixtape of YouTube links.
It's a barrage of sound, but Paul uses it to make this one very specific comparison. He tells Sui that if she were famous, she would be better than Mariah Carey.
Which is high praise. Mariah is the gold standard for vocal range.
But Paul's reason isn't about pitch. He says it's because her voice is fast like her mind. He says she calculates legendarily fast.
Legendarily fast. I got stuck on that phrase. It makes her sound like a processor, not a person.
It just reinforces that theme of speed. He thinks most people, the clueless class as he calls them, are moving in slow motion. They're buffering. But Sui, she has a natural need for speed. It's like he's saying, you think so fast, only I can keep up with you.
But then the conversation pivots. And honestly, this was the hardest part for me to figure out.
Yeah.
The dogs.
The dog motif is persistent.
He mentions whistling a tune for his mother's dog. Okay, that's wholesome.
Yeah.
But then he sends a photo of a dog and asks if it's a porn dog star.
Yeah. Because of the tail action?
I have to ask, is he trying to be funny? Or is this just unsettling?
I think it's a test. He's sexualizing something completely innocent, a dog wagging its tail to see if she flinches.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable, yeah. But in the context of their nothing is off limits world, it's another boundary he's pushing.
And speaking of pushing boundaries, we get the AI monologue. This felt like a complete glitch in the Matrix.
This is where the language itself starts to break down. He writes this long paragraph from the perspective of an AI's humble opinion. He starts rambling about Aunt Jemima and syrup.
And then he gets into this weird analysis of the letter V versus the letter W.
Right. He says, irrelevance and irrelevance do not equate to insignificance, much like the double V is unrelated to the single W.
Which is factually weird, right?
Yeah.
Because W is literally double U or double V in this language. They're related.
Of course. But Paul is trying to deconstruct meaning itself. He's asking, did I say, oh, suey, or just, ooh? He's obsessed with the nuance of the sound he's making. He's trying to communicate that words are failing him.
So it's like he's trying to express a feeling that's so big, language can't hold it, so he's just smashing language to pieces.
That is a great way to put it. And he ends that monologue by quoting a woman, maybe Suey, maybe a voice in his head, calling him a super hard, NB, super stupid man.
Super hard and super stupid.
It's the ultimate backhanded compliment. He's difficult, impenetrable, hard, but he's also stupid, simple, primal, and he wears that stupid label with a capital S like it's a badge of honor.
Now, we've gone from high-speed intellect to AI monologues. But Paul doesn't stay in the digital world for long. He pivots violently back to nature. And I did not see this one coming.
The poultry turn.
Chickens. Suddenly, we are talking about chickens. Paul asks, why do human females love eating chicken feet?
He calls it a strange mystery. But he doesn't just ask the question, he builds an entire folklore around it. He describes a chicken playing a song because of the internal torment of watching people eat feet.
It's like he thinks animals are constantly performing for humans, just like he is for Suey.
But then he introduces a very specific breed. And this is where that rare phenomenon theme comes back, the Ayam Samani.
He calls it the Lamborghini of chickens.
Have you ever seen one of these?
I looked it up while I was reading this. It's striking.
It's an Indonesian breed, and it's entirely black. The feathers, the beak, the tongue, the feet, the bones, even their internal organs are black.
It looks like a shadow
Well,
or a void.
and Paul is obsessed with it. He contrasts it with the poor, pure white chickens. He collects rarities. Suey is rare. This chicken is rare. He wants the things that stand out.
And then, well, we can't ignore the finale. The chicken talk leads to a pun, and that pun leads to fire.
The European.
European peon. I groaned out loud when I read it. It's so bad.
It's a classic dad joke, but Paul takes this dad joke and drags it into a dark, ethical philosophy seminar.
He makes up this scenario. Your neighbor, specifically a neighbor you find extremely ugly, is on fire.
Right, the premise is you have no water, you have no fire extinguisher. So Paul argues logically the only ethical thing to do is to pee on them.
But he emphasizes that you don't want to touch them because they're ugly.
He says the burns would make them even uglier. It's this brutal utilitarianism again. I will save you, but I will defile you to do it, and you should be grateful.
Then he complains that the neighbor would probably be ungrateful. Mother furs, no appreciation.
It is such a chaotic way to end a romantic correspondence. I love you, you're faster than Mariah Carey, look at this black chicken, and by the way, I'd pee on my ugly neighbor to save them.
But does it fit? Is this actually part of the courtship?
If you look at the pattern, yes. It is all about extreme scenarios. Washing hands with gas, detaching thumbs, peeing on neighbors. Paul is constantly testing the boundaries of what's acceptable. He's saying, I will go to the extreme for you. Will you go there with me?
So what do we make of all this? We have two people exchanging these bizarre messages. Is this love? Is this madness?
I think it's a distinct language. That's the key. Remember that anecdote Paul told about his teacher? Repetition is good for learning.
Right. He rocked back and forth until the teacher laughed.
By throwing these repetitive, chaotic, surreal images at each other, the cat, the thumbs, the chicken, they're building a private vocabulary. A shibboleth.
A shibboleth.
It's a biblical term, basically a password that proves you're part of a specific group. For Paul and Siri, the egg roll or the corn dog star or detached thumbs, those are the passwords.
So when Paul mentions an egg roll, Sui knows it isn't just an egg roll, it's part of their lore.
Exactly. It's a courtship defined by these strange relationships. They are isolating themselves from the rest of the world, the clueless class, by being the only two people who understand the joke.
It's like they're building a fortress out of absurdity. If you can't understand why I'm talking about a black chicken, you can't come in.
And Sui's the only one with the key. She's the only one legendarily fast enough to dodge the madness and see the intellect underneath it all.
It really makes you think about how we communicate. We usually try to be so clear, so curated. We edit our text, we use the right emojis. These two are just vomiting their subconscious at each other and calling it poetry.
And maybe that's the most honest way to do it.
I want to leave you with a thought from the text. Paul describes himself as a super hard A&D, super stupid man. In a world full of people trying to be perfectly polished and rational, is the only way to truly win over a legendarily fast mind to be completely unapologetically bizarre.
Maybe we should all be a little more like that I am Samani chicken. Totally unique, a little scary, and definitely worth a Google search.
Just, maybe keep your thumbs attached.
Solid advice. Keep counting to infinity, everyone.